All right, good morning. My name is Dennis Brennan. I'm a town historian for the town of Niskayuna. Happy to be here to show off a little bit of an artifact that we found in Niskayuna last year and know a little bit of the history of it, but it's an important piece that is really a nice touch for the town. This was found at the building at 2627 Troy Schenectady Road, also known as the Cregier House. The house was built around 1909, and it was bought last year by Joel Bezoin, who is a local developer and builder, and he did some extensive renovations in the house. He owned everything that came with the house. There was a lot of stuff in it, and he saw this and offered it to the town because he recognized that it was something, he thought was something with some history to it, and he certainly was right. This is what's known as a bride's chest, a hope chest. I've heard it called a glory box, but it's an old European tradition of a woman who is planning to be a bride or has been engaged and is now making preparations for her marriage to collect goods, things that she wants to bring to her marriage, whether it might be clothing, it might be blankets, it might be linens of special type, but she saves this in this hope chest and brings it with her to her marriage. This chest in particular was made for Anna, A-B-O, Anna Barbara Ogsbury, who was born in 1826 in Guilderland. In 1843, the ripe old age of 17, she was married to Thomas Visick, also in Guilderland, and she brought this with her to her marriage. We suspect it was probably built by perhaps her father or some craftsman in Guilderland, we'll say a year maybe before the marriage. So it's approaching 180 years in age. In 1860, Thomas Visick, her husband, his father died. His father had moved to Niskayuna, and after his father died, then Thomas and Anna and three of their children, the three boys, she had three sons, three boys moved from Guilderland to Niskayuna and settled on the farm at 2421 Troy Schenectady Road, which is a very old house. It's still standing. Some parts of the house go back to the Revolutionary times. It's a building that, again, is now known as the Visick House, or has been known for the last 100 years or so as the Visick House, but was originally part of the Veeder estate, and I believe it was the Harmon Veeder estate at the time. Harmon Veeder had died a few years earlier, and Jacob Visick bought the property, 114 acres. Anna brought this with her to her marriage, to Niskayuna, and probably spent most of the next 50 or 60 years in that house. Anna died at the age of, well, I'm not sure what her age was, died in 1918. I have to figure out the math on that. She lived a good long life. And we suspect, we don't know for certain, but we suspect her first granddaughter to get married. She only had 4 boys. One of her boys had several girls, but the eldest girl, Anna G. Visick. G was probably for Gertrude, I think, because Anna was her grandmother's name, and Gertrude on her father's side, Gertrude was her grandmother's name on her mother's side. We suspect that Anna G. Visick, when she married, I think it was Harry Cregier, brought this with her to the Cregier home down at 2726 Troy Schenectady Road, and that's how it wound up there. And then, like I said, last year, Joel Bezoin found it and offered to give it back to the town so they could have it and put it on display. In 1969, Anna Visick's great-grandson Harry M. Krieger, redid the chest to the best of his ability. He refinished it and redid the entire front, the painting on the front, the artwork on the front, in the style and the colors as best as he can tell to what it was when it was originally made back in 1843 or 44. So that's the story of this hope chest, a little piece of Gilderland and Niskayuna history, built in Gilderland, but it spent most of its life in Niskayuna. The plaque on the inside gives us a lot of information about the history of the hope chest. It was placed there by Harry M. Krieger, Anna's great-grandson. He wrote it on November 28th, 1969, and basically explained the process. He said this was a bride's chest that belonged to his great-grandmother, who married Thomas Mesick. And it explains that the decorations on the front, including the initials, were redone in around 1969, and as best as he could to reproduce the artwork as it existed in 1842 or 43 when the chest was made. The chest is kept now at Town Hall. We haven't found a particular location at Town Hall where we're going to display it, but we hope to display it soon, and just as part of Niskayuna's history. There are some explanations of who Paul Schaefer was, because he was a famous architect from the town. There are some displays of artwork that change on a regular basis. That is local artwork. It's either in the town boardroom or sometimes in the rotunda around the walls of the town hall. We hope to sort of find, maybe even this could be a spur to people to look in their attics, look in their basements, and find some of the old artifacts that maybe they would be willing to donate to the town and let the town, or borrow even for a while, and put on display with some explanation of where they came from.